started this one on the 28th, and I was looking at the Rendlesham forest incident, which happened in December 1980 at RAF Woodbridge. Several members, including the Deputy Base Commander, on security patrol near the East Gate, saw lights descending into the nearby forest. It's been suggested this is natural light phenomena, an orb, or even the local lighthouse. But the officer said they saw a glowing object that was metallic in appearance. There's been a lot written about this incident. The official version is that there was no threat posed. In my first book, I mentioned a dream that I had where in the office I was working in, there was a man drawing the Tree of Life. And I took him outside and said, "You can't tell the people." And I assumed at that time that it related to secret knowledge and initiations, and that there were things being covered up, I guess. But about a year later, after publishing the book, I found that there was actually a book called You Can't Tell the People by Georgina Bruni about the Rendlesham incident. Whether this relates to aliens or other activity, testing that our government didn't want us to know, or multidimensional interaction, we may never know. Or it could have been a flying lighthouse. I was intrigued because of that dream, but also this reference to East Gate, because the East Gate relates to the presence of God and Isis, Ist. And the area is also called the Sandlings, with some of the oldest trees in England. Anyhow, essentially I've drawn a purple face, which, even though it's purple, reminds me of the forest. I guess the wisdom of the forest, metaphorically. And then there's this flying being off to the top on the right. And my usual squiggles, because I don't like the empty space. So there are some characters within the face. It looks like a bird under the eye, a shadowy person figure here, or even just a head on the cheek. And then over by the temple area is what looks like bull horns or a crescent moon on the body of a cat, perhaps. It actually looks like another face on top of the bottom face, so two heads in one. And right at the top on the right, it possibly looks like a figure riding in on a jet ski. There's another figure with horns right here in the centre, with like one leg on top of... It's reminded me of one of those flying skateboards from Back to the Future. And then there's another figure below that, got something like a hockey stick. This is kind of like the outstretched wing or flying hair of that face. Possibly a bird in there, about halfway up, a couple of faces. And this is that sort of flying figure in the sky. Actually looks a bit like two figures intertwined. So there we are. None the wiser, but we have a nice image to look at. Thanks for listening, and please like and subscribe.